Welcome, CEOs. I am Hermione Olivia, and I invite you to cherish every opportunity to connect the dots. CEO Yourself was inspired to be a destination for motivation and to inspire you wherever you are on your journey to become the CEO of your life. Coming up on this week's episode of CEO Yourself.
Sometimes if I am feeling a little uncreative or in a bit of a rut and not sure, I just need to take a step away, do everything really fast, execute really fast and do it. And I think that's my biggest piece of advice. You kind of have to do it all, and you have to do it fast and quick, make the decision. I've learned no decision is really ever going to be that bad. You just need to make it and then pivot. Done is better than perfect. Get it out there, test the product, test the market, talk to your community, see what they like, refine, edit. That's my biggest piece of advice.
Pia Mance is the founder of Heaven Mayhem, the jewellery brand beloved by celebrities from Rosie Huntington-Whiteley to Hailey Beiber, offering timeless accessories for the modern wardrobe. In this week's episode of CEO Yourself, we explore her CEO superpower, ideas. Pia, welcome to CEO Yourself.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here in this gorgeous space.
It's such an honour to have a fellow Aussie in the house.
I know. I love hearing your voice.
I am so excited to deep dive your story and the Heaven Mayhem story, because for me as a customer and a follower, it just feels like you're so in alignment with your calling and your purpose, because everything you do looks so easy.
I love that so much. I also love that you're actually a customer and it's not we've just sent you something. I love that you've had the full experience. But yeah, I'm so in alignment. I am so happy with what I'm doing. I feel like this is the easiest, most fun thing ever. Yeah, of course I have really hard days too, but I just absolutely love it. And I think that really means I'm in alignment, right?
What was the journey to Heaven Mayhem? Because I'm guessing it wasn't your first venture.
Well, it was my first venture, but let me tell you. So I moved to London from Australia and I was doing uni online and I was doing some modeling. And then when COVID hit, I started doing a bit of social media because they were doing at-home photo shoots. And then I was kind of looking for a job, but to do a full-time job. And then I was invited to these amazing events of get a free pair of diamond earrings. And I was kind of I'm just going to give social media a crack because it's kind of now or never. So I did that. Then fast forward, it was still COVID times. We moved to LA and I was setting up the house in LA, organizing the plumber, ordering a couch. And I always say this, I felt as though I wasn't achieving anything. I was up till 10 on my laptop, organizing things, doing all the social security. But I was in 6 months, what am I going to have achieved? The couch will have arrived. There's nothing here for me. And I always wanted to do something for me. And in all of these years of modeling and socials, I'd get a brief and I'd be oh, I feel that brief could be different. Or I'm listening on set, I'm I feel you should do this. So I always kind of had this something within me that I wanted to do something more. And then Heaven Mayhem was born because I decided to hand make some necklaces on my bedroom floor and did these vintage cord pendant necklaces, which was 2.5 years ago. And that's how I got into Heaven Mayhem.
That's what's wild, is it's been such a quick progression of the brand. It's only 2 years old.
Yeah, I know. And I always have to check that as well. I'm is it really? It feels I've had it for so long. It's me, it's my identity, it's my whole life. But yeah, it has been really quick.
And you already have celebrities like Rosie Huntington-Whiteley and Hailey Beiber rocking your jewels.
Yes.
How have you done it? Give us the intel, the real behind the scenes
of
intel.
The celebs?
Not just the celebs, but I think you've created an almost cult brand. Like Zara Wong said, I hate that word of I
hate cult and viral and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you have, and in a really short period of time. So how have you gone? What have been the key moments from bedroom floor making jewels to where you are today?
I love that you say key moments because it definitely hasn't been one viral moment that hit. It's honestly a perfect storm of so many things. So I'll give you a couple of things. One, we had a really distinct product. When we did the cord pendants, they were ahead of the trend. They were happening. When we did these big earrings, ahead of the trend, they were happening. So I think having these distinct, unique products is really set us apart. 2, getting into some great retailers Revolve and Shop Up in the US really helped reach their customer base as well. 3, obviously celebs Hailey, Rosie. This helped a lot and just getting us on the map. And then I think our content really sets us apart because we're doing we're kind of do more than a brand. We're not sell. We're hey, here's our styling guide, here's our newsletter, here's our favorite products of the week that have nothing to do with Heaven Mayhem, here's the book I read last month, here's a podcast. Like, this is all what we offer our Heaven Mayhem customer. It's not just about the product. So I think all of these little things and like getting on affiliate platforms, me being on podcasts, me going to events and networking, it's like all become the perfect storm of getting Heaven Mayhem out there. And I think I'm really trying to be very like intentional with what we do. However, I do want it to feel like Heaven Mayhem is like everywhere. I want people to talk about Heaven Mayhem like they're talking about a friend. And people have been saying, everyone's talking about your brand, which got me thinking, what are they saying? Like, why do people talk about brands? Is it because they have like a new t-shirt they want, or is it because they like love the brand identity? And I would like people to be talking about Heaven Mayhem because they almost love Heaven Mayhem like a friend. Does that make sense?
Everything you do is done to such a high standard. Like, I love your newsletters. I
Thank
love the
you.
content you create. I love the products. You now obviously have a team, but what hat do you wear today? Obviously, you're out there as the face of the brand, but what are you actually doing in the day-to-day?
I'm doing everything. I'm literally cracking a whip in the office. Like, not really, but kind of. I touch literally everything. Every newsletter I will go through and like make things smaller, make things bigger, change fonts, change everything. It's like 2-3 rounds of feedback from me personally before it goes out, and that's just a newsletter. So like every single thing I touch, and I'm trying to release some control. But it's not even about control. It's just like I have this vision, and sometimes I find it really hard to explain it to other people. So I need to like hold their hand again and again and again to teach it to them. It's not like, and I know it does sound like I'm a control freak, but it's like I just have this specific way that I want things, and I don't want to look like any other brand out there. I want to be so unique. I have this like picture in my head, and so I think I have to wear every single hat to make sure that it's aligned to my vision.
I love that we're talking about vision, because our CEO Yourself principle is vision plus strategy plus habits equals success.
It's so clever.
It is the key, like it's the cornerstone into building the life of your dreams. How do you take the time to have that vision, or like to create the vision? Is it something that you have to work on, or you have a process or a practice, or it's just there in you?
It's honestly just there in me. Like, there's been so many moments where I'm like, how did I know that? I just know it. How do I know what to choose? I just do. It's really crazy. But sometimes if I am feeling a little like uncreative or in a bit of a rut and not sure, I just like need to take a step away. And something I was going to mention is like, to do that, to be creative, I love to go shopping, not to buy stuff, but I think going into these designer stores, especially overseas, and it's not about like the money of spending on a designer product. It's just like the fact that these brands are like heritage brands. They've been around for decades and decades. They have like the most amazing designers. It's really interesting to go into their stores and like see what products they have, or see what finishes they have on their couches, or what display books they have. Like, I get really inspired going into these designer stores, or really like old stores or vintage stores. And then that kind of like reignites my vision, and I'm just going the right direction again.
I love that. You have chosen the CEO Superpower ideas.
Yes.
Which I think is very aligned with vision. What I'm interested to explore around ideas is, firstly, where you get them from. But then secondly, how you choose which ideas to bring to fruition. Because if you're an ideas person, you tend to have so many ideas. And I feel like these days we're so flooded with inspiration from social media. It's often easy to get distracted, but you have to like choose the ideas to bring to fruition.
So I saw in a store the other day this fluffy like thing that they had a bag on display, and this is just like a tray. And now from this fluffy thing, I've had a product idea which has nothing to do with what they're selling it as. It's like a totally different thing. That's how I'm getting this idea and inspiration. And I think like putting myself in these situations, looking online, I get ideas, but I'm not copying them. I'm taking a small little portion of that and then turning it into my own. Like, sometimes I'll show my team and they're like, how did you think of that? Like, this translates to a tray. How are we now doing like this entirely new product? So I think getting like random inspiration really helps, and like getting the brain juices flowing. I love going for walks and like just letting myself wander off and think. And I love going for a walk and then voice noting someone in my team, or even myself, just to like put all the ideas on one piece of paper. But you're right, having the idea is like fine and good and kind of easy. At least for me, it's like so easy. But then figuring out what to execute is the hardest part, because I think you just really need to stay aligned to the overall brand vision and identity. Like there's so many fun TikToks I want to do all the time, or like, oh, we should do this or collab with this brand or do this product, but it's like, it's just not aligned. We just have to say no to that one. And I think there's some things in this past year that I have wanted to roll out so fast because I almost like want to be the first to market and do it ASAP, because I just don't want to like come second and look like I'm copying other brands. So I'm trying to do it really quickly. But I think for next year, I'm going to be more slower with all my ideas because I want to perfect them.
So once you have, like, you're such an ideas woman and you have this incredible vision that's just inbuilt in you, let's talk about your strategy of bringing it to market. Because as you said, you're across everything, but there's only so many hours in a day. What is your strategy at the moment, given you're the creative director designing, but then you're involved down to the detail of, you know, the font on the newsletter? What is your kind of daily, weekly, monthly routine, schedule, process like that the listener could adapt? Some of your like key learnings or lessons or processes that help you bring this amazing vision and these ideas into fruition.
So I have started using, and I was just talking about this with someone else, Monday.com as like a project management tool. And I will say, let's say I want to do a launch, like let's say I want to do a product. Oh, I'll tell you something that we're doing. This is fun. We are doing I wanted to do something special for holiday and give people Christmas cards. I really wanted Heaven Mayhem stationery. Then I changed my mind. I'm like, this is not aligned to have Heaven Mayhem stationery. So instead I want to give everyone like Christmas cards as a gift with purchase in the holiday season, or if you spend over a certain amount. So like, that's like a fun idea and a great idea. But then it comes down to like, okay, I brain dump in Monday.com. I write down everything we could do, and I try and do it with my team. Like, guys, this is what I want to do. We need to find a designer, a graphic designer. We need to figure out the inspo. We need to figure out the supplier. We need to figure out what's the latest cutoff time for the shipment. Then we need to figure out the logistics of like adding to cart a gift with purchase on the Shopify. We need to shoot a social campaign. We need to like educate the customer that if they spend this much, they can get it. All of this stuff, all of these things in the brain dump. And then it's like, put in some dates, delegate some things, and then it's almost done, coming to life. But I think like having this one space, which I use Monday.com, is like almost like my safe place. I'm like, everything's in there. I've got the brain dump in there. Now we can actually like execute and go, because I find if it's in your head, it's just like such a mess. And like you just get caught up on like some small operational problem that you think is really hard, but it's really not.
Because on top of that, you've been on the road now for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So you're not even with your team in the office. How do you overcome that? There's so much potential stress
around stressful.
Not being there, and like, you know, like not having your home comforts, not having an office, not being together. What are your processes on the road?
We do a huge call twice a week with every single person on the team on the call, but there's only 5 of us, so there's not that many. But I just like will literally brain dump and someone else will take notes. And it's so funny. I find myself like sitting on the call. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'll be like sitting, like my legs are up, and I talk, and they will send the notes. And it's like 5 pages of notes of me just shooting off ideas. And I find like when I have to concentrate and like look at a Zoom screen, I'm just like, I can't do that. I just need to like be in my own brain, if that makes sense. So that's my process with them, is just like brain dumping, refining, doing it again until everyone has like an action item that they can follow and do.
Amazing. And what are some of your kind of daily, weekly habits that set you up to be the CEO of your life?
I am so excited to go home because I'm going to be implementing all my old habits that I could do on the road, but I just don't. I wake up super early. I go to bed super early. I'm in bed by 9. I wake up at 5. Go to the gym. I have caffeine after I eat food. I wouldn't say I'm anxious, but I say I'm stressed. Like I get like my heart races a lot. I'm like really like I'll be working and I'll like need to go to the bathroom, and I'll keep working until I'm literally busting, and then I'll run to the toilet. Like I don't need to act like that. Like it's literally fine. Like, but I act like that all the time. So I think like doing these small habits, like chilling out a little, having caffeine after food, making sure I eat breakfast and lunch, doing like long walks. Like I said, I get so many ideas and I really want to keep doing more of that. And then I would love to have a day off once a week and just like switch my brain off and enjoy my life, because I think it's really important to do that. And I don't do it a lot.
So in 2 years, you've built this incredibly, for lack of a better word, viral brand that has a global following. What's next for you? Like, what is going to happen in the next 2 years?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm excited to see what this next year brings, because if I look back to September 20 last year, like, that's wild. The amount of crazy things that have happened, celebrities, retailers, everything is so insane. So I think in the next year, definitely new product categories, just like reaching new customers. I really want to roll out just a few operational things, like maybe a warehouse in the UK, a loyalty program for our existing customers, just like honing in on building this brand and building the brand's foundations. I really want to expand our wholesale market. And then I'll probably start like 2 or 3 other brands, because I've just got too many ideas.
If you were to do another brand, what would it be?
Well, I'm already doing one. But
are you?
It's under wraps.
Okay.
Should I give you a hint?
Yeah,
I would
please.
say, this is my hint. I would say it's wardrobe essentials.
Oh,
But like, you would have no idea what that is.
nice.
So maybe when it comes, you'll be like, that's what you meant by wardrobe essentials? That's crazy. I'm excited, actually.
Amazing.
That's exciting.
I can't wait to see that. When are you going to bring it out?
Early next year.
Amazing. And on top of that, you have a podcast.
Oh, yeah, I have Pia's pod, 2 peas in a pod. Pia, it makes a lot of sense, right?
And you're going to bring that back.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that back in the next few weeks, and I'd love to have you on as well.
I'd love to come on.
I just love talking. I could talk all day. And like with my team, I'm like, I can't look at the Zoom because I need to be talking to you guys and have a lot to say. And I love connecting with the community. I love it when I go on podcasts and then people DM me. We like almost become friends. And I just like love this community. I also really value the insights that the community gives in terms of Heaven Mayhem or anything, or even when you were telling me about the shipping process with Heaven Mayhem, like, it's really important to be in the community and connecting with people. So, and like, I love chatting, so it would be perfect.
One of the things we love to do at CEO Yourself is unmask the falsehood of social media, of everyone having these like seemingly perfect lives and it all being so perfectly curated. Your life is like insanely perfectly curated. What would you say as far as Heaven Mayhem are, I guess, what is like the reality behind the scenes of like how hard you have to work, of what you've had to do to get from where you were to where you are today? Because I think it is obviously like so, as I said, as I started with, like it's so in line with your calling, clearly, that it is, you are in flow and it is just happening. But for the listener out there who maybe has an idea, and even if it's like so clear, the vision that they have, what are like some practical tips and like what's the truth behind the scenes of like what you've had to do to make Heaven Mayhem what it is today?
Okay, I'm going to go in a little bit of a long spiel. So someone the other day said to me like, your life's just perfect, isn't it? And I turned around and I was like, yeah, it is perfect. I'm literally obsessed with my life, but it's my perfect. And I don't actually think it would be perfect for you. So I think like that's something to note, is like I'm having a lot of fun and I'm in alignment, but like the amount of work I do and time, and like, it sounds so cringy and like I roll when I say that on podcasts, especially. I'm like, I work hard. It's like I roll, everyone does. But it's really a lot. So behind the scenes of Heaven Mayhem, I literally am across everything. I have to, in this whole fashion month, I needed to like do my normal job and work, and Q4 is coming up, is obviously everyone knows the busiest time, have to approve so many things. I've had, to put it really low-key and lightly, some issues with some outside team members, and like just like some not great problems in the business. Definitely overbought a lot of inventory, just like some huge, really stressful things on the business, while I also have to attend Fashion Week, figure out what I'm going to wear, because I've somehow now promoting like outfit and style, and people like following me for that and interested. So I have to like have a good outfit, look pretty, have my hair and makeup done, do my job, like in a call on the card, doing my job, remember to eat, go to this event, be social and happy and nice, and then go back home and do more work, and then get up and go to the gym. And then like, it's crazy. It's so busy. And then I think people, obviously you just see like a couple of roundup stories and you're like, oh, goals. But it's like, no, I was so stressed. I have literally 8 suitcases. I've done 5 photo shoots. I have all of this product with me. I can't close any of them. Like, my husband's about to legit murder me because he can't see another suitcase and like piece of Heaven Mayhem around. So there's just like a lot of things at all times. And I think as well, I was saying to him, like, I feel really overwhelmed because I was modeling in one of our photo shoots because I think I want to use it on like a billboard and I don't want to pay a model for usage. So I'm like, I'm the model, I'm the creative director, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. But I'm also having to design the new collection. I have to manage all my staff. I now just had to pay the tax bill, like sit on the call with the accountant to figure out how much and then go and physically pay it. Because if you have a business with other people, you have like, I don't know, it's just like, it's such a small business. Like I'm responsible for every single thing, and like everything that's timely is like, it's timely today. So you got to get it done today and stay up late and then get up early and do it again. So I'm a little bit tired, but like I said, my life's perfect and I love it. So I think that's just like the reality. And I think another reason why I think Heaven Mayhem has been able to grow is because I really say yes to everything, and I like do everything really fast, like execute really fast and do it. And think that's my biggest piece of advice. Like you kind of have to do it all, and you have to like do it fast and quick, make the decision. I've learned like no decision is really ever going to be that bad. You just need to like make it and then pivot, because like you can't be dwelling on things. And I think that's why we've been able to do stuff so fast in 2 years, because I'm like, make the decision, go, let's go.
Because that's what it seems like. It seems like you have so many ideas, but you're actually bringing so many of them to fruition because you're working so hard and fast.
Yeah.
So like what you just did in New York, that campaign, it's not like you just do the hotel room shoot. It's like you're also on the street, and then you're also doing posters, and then you're also doing an event, and then you're also at the events, and then you're also gifting and seeding and launching a new campaign. So you're not just trialing one thing, you're literally doing it all.
Yeah, I'm literally doing it all. But I think that's what you kind of have to do to like, because otherwise we don't have huge budgets. Like we don't have any investment. I don't want any. I want to own 100% of my own company. We're a small team who a lot of the people in our team have never worked in this industry before, including me. I've never been a CEO before. So like we're figuring it out on the go, and to make a splash in the industry and make people notice us, like you can't just do one thing and sit back and hope it works. Like that's also why I said like not one thing has changed our brand. It's because we're doing everything, and because we're doing, well, not everything, but so many things.
Now, Pia, as you know, I'm one of your obsessive customers.
You look amazing in the
so
wind
many
earrings
pairs
right
of
now.
earrings, which you guys can see me wearing in all the podcast episodes. I just ordered the belt and another pair of earrings. I also sent my best friend a pair of the earrings for her birthday. But I saw you've just launched the watch.
Yes. No, the watch was like blood, sweat, and tears. But like pride and joy, blood, sweat, and tears, pride and joy. I'm so obsessed with the watch. It's called the Icon watch. I'll show the camera.
It looks so good.
And it's coming out
one.
in silver now as well. And I just think the watch was like the perfect example of, yes, we've done these cord necklaces. They hit. Everyone loved them. Now they're falling off a little. Then we've got earrings. Everyone loves the earrings. We're known for the earrings. But like there's a lot of dupes now, and like there's a lot of brands doing similar things. But I think, like I said, we're like trying to do everything. Is like I had this idea. I'm like, we got to go so fast. We've got to innovate, and like always innovating on our ideas. And I think offering like a really cool vintage inspired watch at like a lot lower price point than you would get a designer one is just like the perfect product offering. You can wear it every day. It's like the perfect gift. And also we've now just launched lanyards, which was like a passion project. I was like, this is so cool. I'd love to do it. And I think this is a good tip listening if you have a business or a brand. Like you don't have to go crazy and buy a lot of quantities. So when I first started, I was hand making the necklaces. I only had 20 pendants. I photographed 20, but I made 5 sold out, and I just kept them so it looked like my brand was in demand. And now I've done the lanyards, but it was like, oh, I really want to do it. Do I want to buy thousands? No. I don't know if anyone's going to like it. I made them in LA. We did such small quantities. A couple of them are already sold out, so we're restocking them. But like you can work really quickly to make a product like a cut and sew or like a supplements and stuff. I never want to say like, yeah, you can work quickly, because I know that stuff takes years. And you can do such small quantities and like try it out and test it and see if people like it before like jumping in.
What was the inspiration for the lanyards?
I saw someone, I think they had like a chain with sunglasses on their neck. And I just like liked this idea of like a long necklace for fall. Like a long necklace that you can wear with like a big jacket and stuff that you can still see. So it has a key ring, so you can attach your keys. I just wear it as a necklace. I don't even have keys. My house is like a no key house.
And you also brought out laptop cases.
Oh yeah, we brought out laptop
so
cases. Yeah.
Is it like a hard shell?
It's a hard shell, yeah.
Nice.
And the reason actually I brought out laptop cases and we did luggage tags and a key ring was because Heaven Mayhem doesn't really have any logos. Like the earrings, yeah, they're recognizable, but now with dupes and stuff, I just wanted a few moments to put Heaven Mayhem. This was like super intentional. I wanted moments to put Heaven Mayhem in more rooms and talk about it more. So like if you have it on your luggage, where are you? You're in the airport, you're traveling. If you have it on your laptop, where are you? You're at Soho House working, you're at the office, you're like having a meeting with someone. So it's like a good conversation starter and having the logo there for people to see and like see the brand more. And a couple of people, like industry people, like mentors have said to me like, why are you doing so many products that aren't jewelry? Like you're losing your essence. I'm like, no, we're not. We're like diversifying ourselves and getting our name out there and like kind of, I always say like we're giving the girls what they want, but we're still like remaining to our core identity. Like everything is still so aligned. And I think when I get back to LA, I'm going to do some styling content, like looks for the fall, and I can easily do like a capsule wardrobe with earrings, belt, watch, necklace, laptop case, a bag with a luggage tag on it. Like it feels so fun to be able to have so many different product categories.
That's what I think is genius about what you're doing is you are building a lifestyle. So like if you suddenly brought out blazers or socks, it wouldn't be a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, okay, cool. I'll buy those too.
I don't think we'll do clothes. I don't think we'll do clothes under Heaven Mayhem, but never say never. Literally never say never.
Well, you're so young. You've got a long road ahead of you.
Yeah.
I can see you bringing out many brands.
I just want to well, I'm very big on energy and like the way you speak. So I'm not going to say I want to do it. I'm going to say Heaven Mayhem is becoming the like go-to place for timeless accessories. I want a whole repertoire of accessories. I want it to be that place where you're like, I need something to jazz up my outfit. I'll think of Heaven Mayhem. I need to buy a birthday gift. Heaven Mayhem, perfect.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say to the listener out there who has listened to your story, followed you, loves you? What's your like main motivational piece of advice for them if they are sitting in that place that you were sitting where you're like, I don't want to apply for an entry-level PR job. I want to do something meaningful with my life. What would you say to them?
My life motto, advice, quote, everything is done is better than perfect. Some of the stuff you do, you're embarrassed by and you don't like anymore, but like it's fine. Done is better than perfect. Get it out there. Test the product, test the market, talk to your community, see what they like, refine, edit. That's my biggest piece of advice. And I think I love having conversations with people who have a similar mindset. And I really struggle to connect with people who have like ifs and buts and like things stopping them. Like for me, I'm like, just do it. Done is better than perfect. Get it out there. And people who are like that really inspire me.
It's quite aligned. I've never said what I think my CEO superpower is, but I've been sitting on it obviously for months.
Yeah, for like
I think maybe it's jumping into the fear and doing it anyway.
That's for sure what
because
it is.
so often I have to do things that I really don't want to do, that I'm so nervous. You know, like now we do events in the real world and it's so intimidating for me as well to like stand up in front of a room full of people who've maybe even like used their hard-earned money to buy a ticket to see me speak. And the way that I do it is just decide on the date, book the venue, put the ticket up, post about the campaign, just do it. And then suddenly the day's there and you have to get up on stage and you have to do it. And it's uncomfortable. And the more I meet my community, the more I realize that everyone feels the same way. Like this is so many of the things we do are nerve-wracking for everyone, right? But just you have to rip off the Band-Aid and you just have to go and get it done.
Yeah,
just do it.
Exactly. And I think that's why like you can just do it. You can start small and do it. And like a lot of people say to me, like, weren't you scared? I'm like, what? Scared to launch 20 necklaces? Like, no, I wasn't. Like, who would be scared of that? It's like a small thing. You can start smaller and then build. And yeah.
And it's all just a learning. I've had so many brands in my time and some of them have been successes and some of them have been failures, depending on how you look at it. But actually I never see it as a failure. I always see it as a learning.
No.
And you make mistakes and you have huge wins as well, and you learn what works and what doesn't. But along the way, you are becoming the best version of yourself in all of these experiences.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's nothing to lose.
No, there's nothing to lose. I'll give you, this is like a throwaway example, but we just did like a small segment on Good Morning America.
Wow.
And I didn't go on it, like someone else is kind of like talking through their favorite products. And it was like a big kind of, it's not super aligned with Heaven Mayhem. Like I was kind of on the fence about it, like, oh, should we do this? I'm not sure. But they kind of explained like we have access to this huge audience that we wouldn't really hit because it was like kind of like middle America and older demographics. So I was like, that's interesting. I'd like to connect with that audience. And they were like, we have the ability to do these crazy numbers in the sale and stuff. So that obviously I was like, okay, we'll meet this audience and like have a good day of sales. It seriously did not go well. Like it just like did not perform at all. Now I know. And so like I'm not upset about it. Not one part of me was like, oh damn that, because it was a big undertaking from our team. Not one part of me was like, damn, we shouldn't have done it. Oh, I've made the wrong decision. Like I said, there's rarely any wrong decisions. It's like, okay, I've learnt. We won't be doing it again. Move on. Like, oh, and that's, sorry, one more thing is like, I need to celebrate the wins a little more. When I get a good win, I'm like screaming up and down, jumping up and down. I love my life and like really have fun, but I'm not like taking a week off and going on a holiday to celebrate. Like I'm quick back in it. And same as like a small quote failure. It's like, oh, we've lost a shipment. Okay, let's order another one. Like there's no tears. Done is better than perfect, but also
just be resilient.
Yeah,
bounce back,
resilient. I need
to
to think of a better quote for that part.
Completely.
But like, that's what I'm trying to say is like, just get it done.
Pia, where can the listener find you?
Okay, so you can find me at Pia Mance on Instagram, or you can find Heaven Mayhem at Heaven Mayhem. Unfortunately, it's Heaven Mayhem _ or heavenmayhem.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And
Thank
I
you
cannot
for
wait
having
to see
me.
what comes from you in the months and years to come.
Thank you so much.
It would mean the world to me if you would share today's episode with someone you feel would enjoy it. And don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment.